This question comes from a gentleman that recently lost his wife, and I'll read parts of what he wrote. From a purely selfish point of view, what I need is direction now that my wife is gone. My life was devoted to her wants and needs and desires, and I loved serving her in that way. What do I do now that she's gone? God must have me here for a reason. I can't tell you how many times since her death that I think today is 59 days. I've asked God to take me in my sleep. I don't care if it's a stroke, a heart attack, a blood clot. I have an eye doctor appointment sometime in August or September, and that's the only thing in my calendar for the rest of my life. I'm still heartbroken. She was a wonderful woman and was my life partner. If you could put something on YouTube to help me gain direction and to mourn less, I would certainly watch it. "59 days in the field of professional counseling is not a long time, first of all, when we're talking about the death of a loved one. The common rules of thumb, and everybody's different, every situation is different. But the common rule of thumb is that we can expect to mourn for deeply for 6 months on average, and it can go on deep mourning for up to a year. After a year, we often can refer to that as a clinical depression, a deep depression, and it doesn't mean that we ever get over the loss and forget about the person. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being able to find a way to move on in our lives. So 59 days is very soon. It's obvious that you've devoted your life to your wife, and you were her caretaker in many respects, I gather. And having her pass leaves an emptiness, a void, a hole in your life, not only your heart and in your spirit, but in your entire life. But you need to know, first of all, that is normal. It's very painful, but we can work through it. Our purpose, you talk about your purpose being to take care of your wife and to love her and watch over her and care for her. But our purpose, now that she's gone, it can change. Sometimes people think of a purpose as being, I've found it and that's all there is to it. And there could be nothing else left for me to do in life, but that's not true. Our purpose can change, and perhaps it's time now for you to, as you go through the mourning process, to look for ways to be of service to others. There are so many ways we can help others. We can help our neighbors, our relatives, friends, institutions. There are so many needs out there, and it's important to remember to ask yourself, what would your wife want you to do at this point? Would she want you to give up? I suspect she would not want you to give up and just stay at home and not do anything. I would suspect she would say, move forward. And I would suspect from the tone of your writing that she would want you to live a godly life and a life of service. And part of moving on is to look around now at things that are of interest to you or needs that you see, and in your prayer life to ask, how may I serve? how may I be of service to others? And what will happen if you ask that in earnest? You will get an answer. There are needs all over, and there is a place for you. And I've never met you, never met your wife, but I have the feeling that she would want you to go on and make a difference in other people's lives, and to live your life and not give up. And we can do that by starting, depression. What depression? And yours is healthy and normal. But what depression does, sadness does, is it makes us not feel like doing anything. It makes us we don't have the energy that we used to have. We just don't have the strength. We don't have the motivation. We don't have the enthusiasm. And those are normal things. They're painful and they're sad, but they are normal. And how we can begin to move past that is, number one, knowing that I believe that your wife would want you to move forward in life. God would want you to move forward in life. And we can do that by making some small change. It doesn't have to be a major thing. Serving others and making a difference in some small way that we can do. It involves small things. And so look around you and start today. It doesn't really help to say, I'll do it next month or maybe next year. But to start today, doing some small thing, some need, something that you can do to help out, to help others in some way is so important. And remember that now you're making a difference. You're serving a purpose. You're living a life for two people. You're doing it for two people now. The world needs good people. The world needs love. And it's important as we ask, how may I serve? And as we look around to see what we can do, it's also important to, and there's a church hymn. It's one of my favorites. And the title of it, I believe, is called Count Your Blessings. And it's important, even though we're going through a time of sadness, to count your blessings, to look at the things that you can be grateful for. And one obvious thing that you can be grateful for, two things you can be grateful for is that, number one, you're a Christian. The second thing is that you had that beautiful life with that beautiful lady for so many years. Not everybody could have a gift like that. So, yes, it's normal to be going through what you're going through, but don't let it ruin the rest of your life. You'll always treasure the memories you have. Your wife will always be special, and no one will ever take that away from you. And that's a precious gift she's given to you. That's a precious gift that God has given to you. The love that you have, the memories. Use that love and those memories and that inspiration now to live the rest of your life. And be thankful for all of the things that you've been given over your life. The things that you have. Count your blessings. And I hope that as time goes on, the pain will lessen, the memories will still be there, and the loss will still be there. We know that, but that you'll be able to go on and live a good life for two, to make a difference in your world.